Hello, everyone. I'm here. Brandy's not here yet, but she is on her way home. Remember, this is the night that she needed to fit the live in between getting home from school and going to the movies. So she is on her way. Oh, and look she is here. Look at that. That worked out pretty darn good, didn't it? There she is. Whoa, and I've got my volume up like super loud. I can turn you
Oh
down
Lord.
17 notches over here. Lord have mercy. Yeah, that worked out pretty good, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that worked out good. So you'll have time to do the live and then you're going to turn around and leave and go to the movies. Movies are still on?
Yes, movies are still on, and of course, for whatever reason, different things have happened where my kids are all mad at each other. But
Oh,
they've
no.
had arguments between each other. But they're still meeting since it's celebrating my birthday. But now the next argument is one set wants me to choose a certain restaurant afterwards because that's what they're choosing. That's what they want to choose. Um, and then the others are like, you should choose what you want to, Mom. It's celebrating your birthday. It's not
Yeah,
where they want to go, it's where you want to go.
yeah, that
But
is
then
true.
I feel guilty choosing
Mm.
where I want to go if it's going to
No,
upset my children.
no, you go where you want to go.
And then, of course, I still have work tomorrow because they're keeping an eye on the storm. But as of present, they're going to close down Thursday, just to alleviate people's concerns. But then we'll be back open on Friday, unless the storm actually does hit on Thursday and does some damage.
So they're going to close school on Thursday already? Hmm, okay.
Yep, they've already made the decision that they're closing on Thursday, since that's when it's supposed to hit.
Okay.
But we have school tomorrow, which you want to bet there's going to be quite a few because it said that we are not in the evacuate, that at present the government is not telling us to evacuate.
Right.
But, weather changes on a dime very quickly.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, as far as dinner goes, you go where you want to go. It's for your birthday. And there's been many times and you didn't get to go where you wanted to go for your birthday. You were told where to go, and you don't have to do that anymore. So go where you want. Hello, Karen and Joe and Sherry. Karen and Joe and Sherry. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello. Joe says, no guilt. Go where you want to go.
Absolutely. Exactly. It is for your birthday. So you get to do what you want to do. You get to do what
I
you
mean,
want.
because I'm still paying for myself. It's just, my birthday present is getting to go see the movie for free and then, getting to spend time with my children.
Who are arguing with each other.
Yes, who are all arguing with each other. I'm like,
Are they all arguing with each other, or is it just one couple's arguing with another couple, or
well, one couple is arguing with one group and the other group. And of course, if I were to say anything about about the food situation, then that's going to cause the other two to argue between each other because they're going to be like, really? One's going to take up the stance of this is Mom's birthday. We go where they want. And the other one's going to be, well, I was just trying to choose what was more economical. And
I'll go back to go where you want. Go where you want. Hello, Sue, and hello, Deborah. How are
hello,
you?
hello.
How is everyone? Well, this is what I've been working on this afternoon. I've been working on this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so cute. Okay,
No,
is it a jellyfish, a fish, a ghost?
it's a ghost. Yep,
Yeah,
it's my
ghosty.
second. It's my second little ghosty. So here's his little arms. It looks like it's got some weird ears or something right now, but those are his little arms, and I'm working on finishing his body. So yeah, got to finish him up.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
like if you finished him right now, he'd look like a little baby stingray without the tail.
yeah, yeah, that's how they do like the octos. They're just like a little ball, and then they do a little ruffle, and that's it. I mean, I don't know. They don't even put like legs on them. I don't know. I want to make a jellyfish though. I want to make a jellyfish with all the like curly tentacles and stuff that come down. I want to make one of those and
Yeah,
do it
those
in
look so
like
cute.
some fun colors. So the little tentacles are a different color or something. I don't know.
I have found some patterns that I want to try out for um, some dragons. So
I got you. Yeah. There's all kinds of patterns out there. Yeah. And this is not with like the plushy yarn. This is just with regular worsted weight yarn. So they turn out cute. I did one. It's cute. All right. So let's talk about this book. This book. It still was really slow for a while. And then the last chapter, maybe or so, we finally got something interesting happening. Like he has figured out the code. He
he
has figured out
solved the
the
code.
and so far it's all checking it's checking off that he's got it right, you know?
Yeah, but see, now I want to know because he practically killed himself in that
Well,
tree to get the picture at the top of
we
the.
don't know that he didn't kill himself because it stopped right there. He's on the ground, passed out.
Well, that's true. He passed out. But point is that he got that way because of trying to take a picture of the tops of all the gravestones. So I'm figuring that there's probably some sort of pattern,
I don't know.
something that's going to give them another clue.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, we actually don't know if he didn't. I'm just imagining that
I'm
he's
assuming
not
he's not
dead.
dead. He's probably not feeling very good, falling out of the tree, but you know. It's so funny
And
because I was just thinking that I was just talking about this in my whipping chat with my cats because Smokey's not a climber, but he's been climbing the trees with the others just because, right? And I was watching him the other day and I'm like, oh my God, he is going to fall. He's going to fall. He did fall like from one branch down to another and managed to hang on. He's upside down. And I'm like, do not fall out of this tree. Do not fall out of this tree. But then here I am reading about the dude falling out of the tree. I'm like, how funny. How
the other
funny.
thing is that we found out that Serafina did write for the
Yeah.
register
Yeah.
under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Now
I
they don't
love
know
that
that.
they,
They
no,
don't
they
know
do.
that yet. They don't know
Yeah.
that. That was just Serafina's chapter telling us about it. They haven't figured that out.
No, the next chapter afterwards, because it does say, because remember, hit Luke's grandmother, the one who owns the store, she said, did you bother to check out the ledgers? Because, you know, because they're like, well,
Yeah,
they ran her all of
I
those
know they
little.
got the ledgers out, but I didn't think that they really
Yeah,
verified.
they did. They found it because remember, they narrowed it down to VE fine
Oh,
because of all of the little sentence parts. And then she's like, well, look at the ledger, because the ledger, they can't pay a pseudonym. They have to actually pay the actual person. So she was able to look up the pseudonym and see, yep, it was Serafina.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Of course, we still don't. Nobody really. Do we know how she actually got the job in New York? I don't think we
Well,
know
I mean, the
yet.
fact that she was able to submit, I would imagine, we don't know for sure, but I'm imagining that she submitted some of the um, writing from the register that she
Right.
did, because that's generally how you get a writing position in any other place, is show them writing samples of what you have already done, what's already been
I'm just
published, and then they
wondering if
can look at
there
that.
I'm just wondering if there still isn't somebody that had some pull or something as well. Yeah, she may have had to prove that she could write, but was there somebody else that actually helped her like get in there somehow? I don't know. But so there's a lot of interesting talk about the train robbery, and the one guy that seemed to be the most guilty is the one that got off the best, and and the others died like quickly because they were in prison, and maybe they weren't guilty at all. I don't know. That's still a little twisted story there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like William took the majority of the rap, even though because the other guy who was the only one, basically, it's one of those that when you have a whole bunch of people that are accused of the same crime, basically the first one to squeal on everybody else. They're the one that gets the deal. So he squealed, and we think that he squealed falsehoods and stated that William was the mastermind behind it all. And I don't even think William was even around. I think he came upon it after it had all happened and everything. And so then, because these are his friends, and I think he took the fall.
Probably. Yeah. So, I mean, how long before she left to go to New York did all that happen?
I think she did. She left for New York fairly quickly after William went to prison and died. I think. Hello, Brenda.
Brenda's here. Brenda, I talk about you in my whipping chat. Just you gotta listen. It's funny.
Oh,
Yeah. There's a funny story about yellow objects.
okay.
Oh, multiple yellow objects, Brenda. Multiple, but not just your object. You'll hear it. It's funny. It's funny. Anyhow, yeah. So there's definitely lots of questions, but we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to get some answers. Oh, and Grandma. Oh my goodness, Grandma getting
Oh,
pushy.
how
Grandma
about her
getting
being nosy McSposy? She was all nosy in her, and then she lied to her. She's like, "Have you been coming in here looking?" Oh no, I just happened
Oh,
today. I needed something. It was open, so I just looked. So what about this now?
yeah. I was
I'm like,
thinking about I was thinking about her trying to now push the grandson on
oh
the
yeah,
girl.
but now he knows. They both know that she's trying to
Yeah.
do a matchmaking thing.
Oh yeah. And they're
They're
like,
both aware. They're like,
no, 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 no. Yeah, that'll be funny. I don't know if they're ever gonna have anything going on. I kind of don't think they're going to, but I don't know.
I don't know. Weirder things have happened.
Right? Yep. So, I mean, that's about the gist of it, right? Nothing else, really.
Yeah,
It only
pretty
took
much. That was the
it only
major
took
thing.
70 some pages to get that out.
But I mean, but the only thing that got me is that okay, so we know that it looks as if the code has been cracked, but we don't know if he's okay, and we don't know exactly what the code is saying. We know where they went to find information about said code.
The code isn't completely figured out yet. It's only like the first layer has been figured out. And now we got to go somewhere else and figure out something else. I don't know. What do you
Right.
think there is? Do you think there's there's money somewhere? You think there's treasure? You think it's the money from the train robbery? What do you think it is?
I don't know. Do you think that William would take and give Serafina the money from the train robbery?
Maybe. I don't
We
know.
do know she got because of the job at the register, and her aunts know about um her fishing, but they don't really know about William. And William, I like the fact that he came up with how to call or make the hawk sound, which
Right.
none of the hawks. I like the fact that the hawks can't be spies because the ant doesn't like hawks.
Scared away the crow. So the crow can't spy on him.
Yep. It's like, ooh, that's a little ingenious there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Serafina, we can already tell she's got a thing for William. William's got a thing for her because they both want to make sure that their time together is.
But
together.
did they ever do the thing?
I don't know.
Did they ever do the thing?
Did they ever do?
Right.
Who knows? I would
Yeah.
imagine not. This is back in a time where that would be really like, there's one thing with, okay,
What?
I'm meeting up with someone that I'm not married to or engaged to. I mean, my gosh, this is back in the time where it's scandalous if you saw their big old fluffy pantaloons.
Brandy, people have been doing stuff like that for centuries. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They're not all sweet and innocent. They just kept it more hidden. That's all. It was more hidden. That's all.
I don't know. I always picture, during this time frame, if it's scandalous just to kiss a guy, I couldn't even imagine that they're going to be like, oh, let's go do the thing.
Mm. I'm sure there were people going off and doing the thing. Yeah,
Oh,
Karen, maybe that's
maybe
why
she was in New York and she was praggy prag.
maybe could be. I'm
I mean, I guess women have been sleeping out of wedlock,
yeah.
even
This
in inappropriate times.
yeah. That would not be a big surprise. I mean, that's yeah.
Brenda,
See, see, her grandma. Hey, my grandma did too.
really?
My yeah, there's a whole story about my mom. My grandma went to a home for unwed mothers to have my mom, and she was giving my mom up for adoption.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, she did. No, she did give my mom up for adoption. Let's just say she did. Okay. It was legal on paper, gave her up. And then my grandpa swoops in because he was leaving his wife. He was married. Okay. He was leaving his wife, getting a divorce from his wife. And he's like, no, that's my child. And it's not going to some stranger. I'm adopting her. So my grandpa adopted my mom for $1, left his wife, married my grandma, and raised my mom
Wow.
and two other children after that. So it's been happening for years, Brandy. Happening for years and
Yeah,
years.
I guess so. Even though it's taboo and they're not supposed to. See, my grandmother and grandfather, you know, on my dad's side, they went to high school together, and he'd been carrying a torch for her, and she was like Miss Popularity. All the boys wanted her, but for whatever reason, she turned her eyes to my grandfather, and she said, I elected him, and I said, that's the one. And so she chose him, and they got married pretty quickly. And on the other side, it was my grandfather looked at my grandmother, said, she's hardy stock.
Hardy stock.
I'm not, yeah, she's from a hardy stock. We know the family. And I mean, he loved her and she loved him, but yeah, working the farm was what that's what the children were created for.
Right? You need to
Except
work.
my mother, you got to understand, my mother was adopted by them. So her actual birth parents are related, or her birth father is related to my grandfather. They were brothers. So basically, my grandfather said, all right, I'll take her on, because she was older than her two quote unquote brothers.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Uh, well, my mom's situation caused problems later in life with my grandma's estate and things like that because she couldn't prove that she was my grandma's daughter
Ah.
because my grandpa adopted her. It was weird. It was weird. So she had to try to get records to prove that my grandma was her mother, but the only way she could do that was through the adoption records, which were sealed back then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she had a hard time getting adoption records to prove that my grandma was her mother, that gave her up for adoption to my grandpa, but then they got married. So, I mean, there you go. That's the
There you
whole
go.
that's the whole story, but it got pretty weird. Anyhow. Hello,
But yeah,
Vanessa.
they did the do before the do was supposed to be done, and he was with somebody else, so she should have been doing the do even more.
I'm telling you. Vanessa, you got a new pen that is gorgeous.
Oh,
It's gorgeous. I love it. Beautiful. I want one.
Buddhist.
I want one
Buddha.
like that. So, anyhow, Well. Like I said last week, we're going to divide this last part because it's over 100 pages for the last part. So I divided it like smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. As middle as I could get. So for this part, we're going to read through chapter 20.
Okay, so read 20, don't read 21.
Yep. Read
Okay.
20, not 21. And then we'll finish up the rest of it the following week. But then, you know what's coming after that? We need us
New book. New book.
I thought I saw a person. That was Dale walking by. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Dale's a person.
I know. I'm like, I saw it. It's weird. I saw it in the computer screen, like in the window. I thought I saw somebody walk by, and I was like, did I really see somebody walk by, or did I not? And I'm like, oh yeah, I did. Okay, he's out there. Okay, yeah. So we need a new book. We need a new book to read after this. So, and we better know like pretty darn quickly. I started following those people, Vanessa, so I could know when they do pens and whatnot because they like do drops. I've never heard of them. They're beautiful though. I need one of those in my life. So I'm gonna.
Mindy likes pens.
I do. I do.
You know what I figured out?
What?
I got sent one of the threaded single placers.
Mhm.
Did you know that you could put it onto the pens?
Well, I thought so. That's what they're supposed to be for, isn't it?
Well, no, because they now have resin pens that have the threaded ends. But I got curious and I'm like, well, shoot, let me see. Does it fit? It does. Now I have no idea I'm assuming that if it's anything like any of the others, it can take glue dots and stuff inside there.
Well, why wouldn't it be able to?
I would imagine it could.
Like,
Because I like these pens are comfy.
It's just a regular tip, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I like the feel of these. I'm a short.
Whatever you can do with another tip, Brandy, you can do with that tip.
Okay.
So go play with your tip.
Just the tip. I'm just playing with just the tip.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need. Just the tip. Well, okay. So 2 people have mentioned Nicholas Sparks. Yes, there's a new Nicholas Sparks. Is it out though? There's the next question.
I don't know.
Is it out? Let's see. I have a feeling there was a gap. Was there a gap in our? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's ready.
I think no, because I think we had thought about it and we said, well, this book should take us
right
through it. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that I'm not a fan. I'm not like he's okay, but I'm not like all a giddy for his books. But I mean, I'll read them.
I'll get it and read it anyhow, but it's totally up to you guys. Totally up to you guys.
So my suggestion is come prepared next week in the chat with some names of books that you would be interested in reading next. Mindy and I will also have some, and we can kind of talk about it. And then that way Mindy can be able to put up a vote. And then by the last session of this book, we can see what the vote says. And
we can't have too many to vote on. It gets too wonky, weird if we have
right. Well, Mindy, you'll narrow it down.
I'll monitor that. All right then.
So that way, we at least have if we have people that are suggesting books, when you can see like, okay, out of these, let's let's make a list that will be fine for voting. I say like what, no more than 5.
Wow, my app just went and disappeared and closed on me.
Oh,
I'm like, what are you doing?
and then we vote for it. And once we vote for it, then you'll already have the vote before that last book club, and
How
you'll
about the
be able.
new menopause? It's on the top seller list. How about the new menopause?
What is that? Okay.
What's it sound like? It's about menopause.
Well, goodness knows I could use some information because some weird crap's happening to me, and I don't know what's happening. Not the
Oh,
good stuff. I'm still waiting for the good stuff.
yeah. Well, the new menopause. Hmm. I was just looking at like new books that have come out. And that's one of them. And Brandy still can't find it. It's still you still can't find it.
What?
You still can't find it. The little cozy mystery without murder.
Oh no, I found some, but the problem is I already started the series, and so now I got to find a different one because I already dived in deep because I'm like, okay, we're watching this or we're reading this, we're reading this. I mean,
Yeah,
I literally just got done with, and it was a paranormal one, but every mystery was about like a some sort of plague that was going to happen to the town, like just the town, like lights were going out, things were people's items were becoming missing, and they were trying to figure out what was the cause of all of every story was, the most you might have gotten was some pets went missing, but then they showed back up just in a different place than where they were originally.
I see. Sue, are you talking about a Donald Trump book, Lucky Loser? That's what comes up. I'm like, no, 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 thank you.
No, I don't want to read that.
No,
No,
no, no, no,
I don't want to read anything about that man.
no, 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 thank you.
There's enough there.
Uh, that was the first one that came up when I put that in. I'm like, no.
See, the next I need to not start reading
Oh,
the cozy mystery section.
like when you find them, you should just leave it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you found a good one, but
Yeah, like I said, it was really good. I mean, I couldn't stand it. I had to keep going through. And one of them, it was all about the familiar, the cat familiar was the one pretty much helping to solving the crimes. It was so funny. Oh my God. They were little cat detectives. So there was some murder in it, but it was murder of the mice.
oh, wow.
And he was also what was funny was that this cat not only helped her solve her human crimes, but he was also a writer. So he had his own little writing room in the library where he had his own little door. And he was writing these detective novels with him as the detective and the hero. It was just the cutest flipping thing.
I get that green glare on my face now. See it? Look, right there. Because the curtain's open. But I'll go over here. It's fine. But now that's weird. I'm over here. Hey, hi. But hey, knock on wood. Lighting.
There you go. There you
Lighting.
go.
Lighting is okay. Yeah. Anyhow. Yep. So I have some ideas because you know me, I'd pull out some smutty romance book and we'd read that, but And Brandy, we really have not read a smutty romance.
Well, let's just say that I stopped reading my
No.
Why Choose Faye series. I had to
No.
take a break for a little bit. I
Really?
was like, I can't do it.
No.
There's I have not finished that series.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
Abby Jimenez, there was not smut there. There was no nothing there. I mean, there was only hints of stuff going on. There wasn't anything happening there.
Yeah, well, this Faye I choose had some. Yeah,
That had stuff.
no, I'm good.
Hmm.
Like I said, I had to take a break. I
Well,
needed a break. I
mm.
have not gone back to it.
Yvonne pops in. It should be spooky, except Mindy doesn't like spooky or scary.
Mindy, oh, I know Mindy doesn't like the spooky scary. I love the spooky scary.
And I don't like thrillers. Brenda, you people know this. You know this about me. I don't like that stuff, that spooky, scary stuff. Uh,
I don't like smut romance.
Sue, how can Sue, if you're talking about the Lucky Loser book about Trump, how could there be smut? There's got to be smut in it because never mind.
He's a smutty person.
I'll just stop. I don't know what you're talking about there, Sue. Anyhow, um, so yeah, have ideas, 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 ideas.
Yeah, we got. I've got to find some way to get Mindy out of her comfort zone because she's gotten me out of the comfort zone with
We
some.
did, Brandy. We've read a couple of mysteries.
Yeah, but I didn't choose the dadgum mysteries. I gotta
Well,
find them.
well, well. That, we did. We tried. We tried. Let's just put it that way. We tried, and they weren't good. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So I tried. I tried, but I'm
we
not.
know the stuff Mindy won't try. Like
I'm not
just
gonna
like
read
Mindy
any
knows
thrillers.
that if it's super high smut level, I don't want it, and
I
I don't want it.
I am not gonna read any thrillers. I'll just say that right up front. So Deborah, she can't
I just
find
if I find it, I got to stop myself from reading it.
she can't find what she's looking for, or she did find it, and then yeah, she read it.
Well, because I was like, well, usually if there's gonna be a murder, it talks about it at the very beginning. So I was like, well, I'll just read this first little bit to see if there's a murder in it, because sometimes the synopsis doesn't say. Well, then dadgummit, I got hooked. And before I knew it, I was like, oh crap.
Now I'm reading the whole thing,
Now I'm reading the whole book.
and there wasn't
Well,
a.
shoot. So
Huh.
I'll have to forcibly be like, ooh, I like this. Okay, there's no murder, no murder. Stop reading, Brandy. So I'm just gonna have to do some deep dives.
There have been some things that I saw that sounded cute, but they all have murder in them. Everybody's getting killed. Everybody's murdering
I'm
somebody.
telling you, the murders are not. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't think you're catching on to with the cozy mystery murders. Okay, yeah, there's a murder. Do you know how often they talk about the murder? Like all that they really discuss is, oh man, this person got murdered. We need to find his murderer.
And the
That was
rest,
literally about all that you hear.
the
That they
rest of
don't
the
describe it. They
the
don't
book
talk
is
about
just
it.
about trying to figure out who done it. Who done it?
Yeah, but
And
there's no description of the murder. They don't describe the scene. They don't describe what happens. The only thing you know is that they were murdered. Oh wait, woo woo woo. I can tell you right now, Mindy, someone murdered someone. It's okay. It's not going to traumatize you because they're not going to talk about it anymore. They're going to talk about who it could be. And the rest of it is pure mystery. Okay, so yeah, a murder happened at the beginning. Okay, big whoop. They died. We know. Oh, don't go in there. They
here
were
we go.
murdered.
Ride, cowboy ride. 8 seconds ain't that long. It came up under a mystery that doesn't have murder. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a smutty smut? Mm-mm.
I have no idea. No idea. Okay, I don't know why that came up because that has nothing to do with any mystery. I don't know why that came up. No
Because
clue.
they know your style and they were like, oh, let's
No,
find her something to make her gears go.
there's a whole bunch of things here. That was just one of them.
I'm gonna go searching because like I said, if you could get over the fact that like if the beginning of it says a person was murdered, but then they don't. That's the whole thing. Like they don't even talk about it other than we gotta find the person who murdered this person, and then like literally even when you catch them, And they're like, why'd you do it? Because they made me mad or they stole my wife. And that was why you murdered him. That's right. Okay, well, off to jail with you. Like they don't really discuss it. That's the whole thing. So yeah, there was a body. They don't describe the body. See,
Here we go. Here we go. I might read this one. We already read that, Brenda. Or I read that. We didn't read that. We didn't read Lucy's score. I've read Lucy's score.
mm-mm.
I've read Lucy's score.
Right, Sherry? They don't ever describe the murder.
We could read Arsenic and Adobo. We could read Arsenic and Adobo. Hang on.
Well, you know there's going to be a body in it. There's going to be a murder. If there's arsenic, there's going to be a murder.
Oh, I know, but this is a funny book. Hang on. Arsenic and Adobo. Okay, here it is. Hang on.
I'm going to have to check out Maddie Days. Sherry, send me a message with that name on it so I can go look it up.
All right. So Lila moves home to recover from a horrible breakup. Her life seems to be following all the typical rom-com tropes. She's tasked with saving her Tita, I must be Grandma Tita, Rosie's failing restaurant. She has to deal with a group of matchmaking aunties who shower her with love and judgment. But when a notoriously nasty food critic, who happens to be her ex-boyfriend, drops dead, moments after a confrontation with Lila, her life quickly swerves from a Nora Ephron romp to an Agatha Christie case. With the cops treating her like she's the one and only suspect and a shady landlord looking to finally kick the family out and resell the storefront, Lila's left with no choice but to conduct her own investigation. Armed with the nosy anti-network, her barista best bud, and her trusted dachshund, Longanisa, Lila takes on this tasty, twisted case and soon finds her own neck on the chopping block. I would read that.
That's the kind of stuff I've been reading that you said no instead of murder.
I know, but this one's a lot about, there's other things going on, like relationships and boyfriend maybe, and her aunts that are trying to fix her up with people.
Yeah, that's what's in the majority of my books.
And there might be a romance in it.
Girl, I've had romance in mine. Like I said, I'm dealing with a...
Well, the ones we've read are boring as hell. And it's all just about...
Because I haven't got to choose the author.
17 people. You did help choose. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm saying I didn't find... It's not one of the authors that I normally read. Like I can easily pick you out from one of the authors that I read.
We found them together. I know we did.
Yeah, but it wasn't one of my authors that I read.
Well, yeah. But we found
them. But see, I could go for that one. Because that sounds exactly like my stuff.
We could read that, Arsenic and Adobo.
What do you guys think? I don't know if Sherry said okay to that or what's... I don't think Arsenic and Adobo would be...
Yeah, Brenda, it is a series of books. There's more than one.
Yeah, but see, if I like it and you don't, I can continue the series.
That is true. The next one is called Homicide and Halo.
Because right now I've actually been reading ones that are not a series right now. I've started reading some of my first picks that I've done. So ends up now I'm getting a little bit confused because I just finished a serial killer case with a missing child. And unfortunately, this one is a serial killer case with a missing child. I'm like, crap, they're kind of like...
I'll write it down.
They've got some similarities.
I'll write it down.
Yes, write it down.
I've heard a lot of people talk about it, actually. Like BookTube people I listen to have actually talked about this book. And the aunties are funny, apparently. They're funny. Arsenic and Adobo. Wait, that's the one. Deborah says it sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Sherry loves cozy mysteries. I love cozy mysteries. Maybe this one will be good. It sounds like it could be funny.
I think the difference is, here's the difference, I think. It's a little bit more, I don't know if the length of the book is longer than the little cozy mysteries are, but I think it's got a lot more story line to it than the mysteries we've read anyhow, where it's just somebody was killed, and you got to figure out why they were killed and who killed them. And there wasn't really much else going on in those books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This one,
See,
I
and
think there's a lot of other stuff happening, a lot of other relationships, the aunts, the grandma, the this, the all this stuff, lots of different things happening besides
yeah,
just the mystery.
yeah, because the series that I've read, the reason they're series is because yeah, you have the main mystery, but there's other stuff happening in the background that if you like it would not allow you to pick up the series in the middle because you would miss stuff that had been talked about
Yeah.
in previous books.
Just
And then
like
you'd
there's
be
a
like,
study
wait,
guide. There's a study guide that goes with it.
yeah, be like, why did this person, why are they acting surprised that this person did this? Well, you didn't read the first couple of books where they did so and so and so and so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm willing to give it a try. I've heard good things about it.
With who's the author?
Who is the author? Um, 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 oh, Mia P. Manansala.
Okay, that's not one I've heard of.
Mm-mm. It's an editor's pick. See. I know I've heard a lot of booktubers talk about it. I didn't know there were that many, like, in the series. I did not realize that. It won the Anthony Award in 2022.
Mhm.
Rusa Award. She won some awards. All right. Well, we can do that. If we want.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like I mean, I'd like it. I like mysteries,
I
and
got
little
it written
cozy
down.
mysteries are some of my favorites.
I got it written down and I stuck it in my cart. Okay. It's in my cart. Is it in my cart? I think it's in my cart. Add to cart. Now it's in my cart.
See, now I got to go search it because I know for a fact it was supposed to be kind of a funny thing. Because you know how, like,
Okay.
there are some books that amorphosize animals, right? Where they like quote unquote talk, even though they don't really talk, but they talk, but they don't talk. And there was one that was now granted it was for YA, which I guess y'all wouldn't be interested in, but you might be. And the main character,
We've read YA. Do you know we've read YA?
yeah, well, the main character who is solving the crimes is a Dotson. But I cannot for the life of me, like he's the main character. I can't for the life of me remember
Is the
the
main.
name of the freaking series though.
Yeah.
That's gonna drive me nuts now. I gotta keep searching.
You'll think of it. All right. Well, go after your movie and dinner and go to dinner where you want to go to dinner. Everybody else will get over it. They'll all get over it. They will all be fine.
I'm gonna go look at the menus and of the stuff places around there, and whichever one speaks to me,
There you go.
that's where I'm gonna go.
So if somebody was worried about budget, just pick a decent place that's well rounded and sounds good. Maybe nothing that anybody had thought of already.
Because the last thing I want to do is go to a place that there's really nothing there that I like to eat. Because then I'm like, well, I'll pick something, but I'm not gonna be thrilled with it.
Right. Like on Sunday, we went to my niece's house. That's an hour and 45 minutes away from us. And they picked the place that we were going to go eat, and we had no idea. All I knew is it was probably going to be like sports bar. So I figured there'd be burgers and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. But, they picked and it worked out just fine. I mean, they were expensive burgers. I will say that. It was a fancy sports bar, but
Fancy burgers. Got some fancy burgers.
I'm telling you. Anyhow, it was okay. It was good. So do what you want to do. Find a place that sounds good, middle of the road, variety, go. Have a good time. All right.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna go search right now because the movie's not until 7:15, which means that it won't get done until 9. And then, so we'll be eating at 9.
Afterwards. Oh, yeah, that is.
Yeah, because one of my children went to go visit my mother in Alabama, and they won't get there to the theater until close to 7. So we couldn't go eat beforehand. So we have to eat afterwards.
That's late. I'd be
Yeah,
starving.
I know. Well, we're gonna have popcorn and drinks.
I know, but I'd still be starving. I'm hungry. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, Sue.
We're
Beetlejuice.
gonna go see Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
I'm so
All right.
excited.
Well, have fun. Have fun. Have fun. All right. We'll see you next week and we'll work on finishing up this book slowly but surely. Plugging through. We're plugging through. All
Get
right.
one first.
Okay. See you next week. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.